就到了。
Bathrooms are here behind the escalators if you need them. Luke, what's up? The shark is not working. Shh, the shark is not working.
Part 2 or 3, take any open start to your right.
So on the left are starting to come on down to close. So as they're closing, make sure to watch your arms and your legs. This will be y'all's final reminder for some 3D glasses. You will need them for a couple parts of the tour here today. So if y'all don't got any 3D glasses, now's your chance. Wave your hand in the air. We can have them brought right on over to y'all. And I don't think I see any hands. Looks like we all got our glasses, which is awesome. You also may be wondering why. Hello. Hi everybody, my name is Joseph. I'll be y'all's guide here today as we head to one of the biggest and busiest production studios in the world. And while I may be y'all's guide here today, I actually won't be driving this tram that we're sitting on. I'm gonna be honest with y'all, well, ain't that good. Good driving, don't worry. Our driver today is one of the best in the business. Y'all give a big round of applause for our driver, Adam! Now, Adam, here we'd be walking our 400-acre lot, and well, that's a lot of walking, y'all. So I'm real glad to have Adam here with us today. It also looks like we're all good to head on out, but before we get too far on our tour today, I do want to go over some safety rules with y'all. So first, if you need guest assistance or have a medical emergency, or if y'all drop something of value off the side of the tram or having a sound or video issues, just reach up and grab the red E-cord that runs along the center of the ceiling of the tram, and I'll be back to assist y'all as soon as it's safe to do so. Otherwise, during the entire tour, please stay seated and keep your arms and legs inside the vehicle at all times. Remember, use the red cord there if you need any assistance, because the studio is private property, and if at any time during the tour, if y'all drop your phone or just can't wait to use the restroom, just pull that cord there and remain seated. Please, no smoking of any kind during the tour, and be prepared. The tour today will feature loud noises, sudden tram movements, fire effects, and minute water effects, so you'll want to have your cameras out for great photo opportunities, but keep an eye on them so they don't get wet. And finally, for your safety and those around you, please do not use selfie sticks while y'all are on board. And that's it, my friends. Our tour is officially on the road, and to help us all kick it off is the host of the Tonight Show, Jimmy Fallon.
Hi, I'm Jimmy Fallon. Welcome aboard the world famous studio tour.
I know what you're thinking. Why the tux? Well, we're celebrating our 60th anniversary. That's right, 60 years of glitz, glamour, and our own great white shark. As we celebrate our diamond anniversary today, we'll pay tribute to Universal's past and take you behind the scenes to discover why this studio tour is world famous. So whether this is your first visit or your 60th, get ready for fun, excitement, and an experience like no other.
That's right, Jimmy. We've been celebrating our 60th anniversary of the tour all year long, and we'll keep on celebrating until next year. And with the tour being 60, it's got a pretty rich history. That history goes all the way back to March 15th, 1915, because that was when our founder, Carl Lindley, invited the public into the studio to watch silent movies being made. Guests were able to walk from set to set and marvel at the new technology involved in filmmaking. But with the invention of sound and the need for quiet on the set, the original walking tour ended. But in the 1960s, under the leadership of company chairman Lou Wasserman and executives Al Dorskin and Jay Stein, the idea for reviving a tour at the studio returned when the Gray Line bus tours originating in Hollywood made a stop at our gates. And then on July 15, 1964, the first of our red and white Canyon Drive glamour trams took 67 passengers on a 2-hour driving tour of the Universal lot, and the world-famous studio tour was born. We started with just 2 drivers, 2 guides, and 1 ticket seller working out of a trailer on Lancaster Boulevard. And from there, the studio tour expanded with fantastic. Take all the pictures and videos you want to. I'll do my best to let you know if or when we enter into a quiet zone, but if I just randomly stop talking and y'all see this little graphic appear on y'all's screens, that's how you'll know we're by some active filming. But for now, it looks like I'm all good to keep on talking. Now the front lot here is home to a majority of our 36 sound stages that we got here at Universal. When our sound stages are kind of just like giant warehouses that productions really like to film in. Some of them are over here on y'all's left-hand side. Now the reason productions really like to film in these stages here because they're able to go anywhere that they want to in the world inside. It also looks like there's some filming going on the sound stage, so I'll be right back, okay? Sorry about that, y'all. Looked like there was some filming going on in one of our sound stages over there. Now, how we know that they're filming in there, since we can't exactly see inside, is that they got little red lights on the sides of them. Now, we like to call wig-wag lights when those are turned on or flashing a red color. That's how we know that there's some active filming going on. Now, over on y'all's left here, just in front of Soundstage 14, though, you'll see that there's some trailers that we got parked out here. All these trailers are part of a base camp for our productions, which is just a little hub area. That's a place where you can have all the dressing rooms and wardrobe trailers, and all the makeup trailers, prop trucks, and even all the catering for a production can be right here all together. And having base camp real close to our stages is very beneficial for our productions. That way, if we gotta have any makeup touch-ups done, or if we need to swap into different costumes for different scenes, we can do that all real quick and get right back on filming, so production doesn't gotta get delayed at all. There have also been many productions calling our stages home, like the Peacock streaming series Bel Air, starring Jabari Banks and Ollie Shullerton. And we've even had the Academy Award-winning film Oppenheimer, starring Cillian Murphy and Emily Blunt, filming some of our stages. Now, over on y'all's left here, though, these are some of our sound and video editing facilities. So we got more than just stages on the front lot. These facilities, though, don't usually get used until filming is done. That way we can make sure all the scenes flow together nice and smooth, and that we got all the music for the soundtrack. We also got some of our production bungalows on the front line as well, which is where production companies can do what we call pre-production. Now, pre-production is really just anything that happens before the cameras start rolling. So that could be budgeting, getting all the money together, writing and revising the scripts, and even casting actors and actresses into their roles. Now, some production companies that call our bungalows home are Mark Platt, Smart Platt Productions. They've all been working on Wicked and even Illumination Entertainment.
In the early days of the studio, these bungalows were used as dressing rooms to the stars of Hollywood's golden age. Now, they're used as offices where some of Hollywood's top directors, writers, and producers work their magic to get a production ready, including my company, Illumination. At Illumination, we've made some of the most successful animated films in box office history, including Despicable Me, The Lorax, Secret Life of Pets, Minions, Sing, The Grinch, and the Super Mario Brothers movie. And the team is hard at work again as we launch our next film, Despicable Me 4.
And back during the golden age of Hollywood, one director that called the bungalows on y'all's left home that we worked with quite a lot here at Universal was Alfred Hitchcock, who brought us Psycho, Vertigo, and The Birds. One of my favorite parts about Mr. Hitchcock's films was that he always liked to appear in the backgrounds of them. He always had a nice little cameo in them.
Good evening. My name is Alfred Hitchcock. We ought to have met sometime. You've seen the blood.
And just next door to our bungalows, still on y'all's left, are the last two sound stages of the front lot today. Stage 25 here is where Lopez vs. Lopez, starring George Lopez and his daughter Maya Lopez, film at. And stage 26, just right next to them, we've had a new sitcom filming there, starring David Allen Greer, called St. Denis Medical. Now, there also are some more production offices just on the front side of these stages here. That way, script changes and revisions could still be done once filming's already started, and we can easily get the new script over to the actors and actresses. But across from these offices and stages on y'all's right is the very first stop of our backlot, the Metropolitan sets. Now, the Metro sets are only about 4 acres of the lot, but each part of them's a different part of a major city. We can make them any major city, anywhere in the world. The first part that we're heading on over to today, though, is called Brownstone Street. Now, Brownstone Street's also currently being used for St. Denis Medical, but it's also been used for one of my personal favorite productions, 2003's Bruce Almighty, starring Jim Carrey.
Raise the door! It's like that. Outside.
And if y'all look at these steps up on y'all's screens and at the ones here on the right, you'll see these are the same steps that Jim Carrey was running that dog down.
Outside. Good. Well, you're done.
B-E-A-U. And Brownstone Street is so B-E-A beautiful that many other productions would like to film out here too. Now, while Brownstone Street has been very popular for filming, the next part of the Metro sets we're heading through today is also pretty popular. This part is called New York Street, and it's been used for Blackpink's Jisoo's Flower music video, as well as the TED series created by Seth MacFarlane. It's also where American Ninja Warrior sets up the route that their contestants run on through at, so like I said, it's a very popular part of the Metro sets too. And while we're still out here, I want to talk a little bit more about all these buildings that we got here. These buildings are what we like to call facades, meaning that we can only really film on the outsides of them, because, well, there ain't really anything inside of them, y'all, besides the maintenance stairs and electrical equipment. But the interiors for all these buildings could be built inside some of our sound stages, and with just a little editing, we can make it look like a character walks through any door over here, right on to the inside. And since the Metro sets are only about 4 acres of the lot, and most major cities are, well, way larger than 4 acres, sometimes we do gotta extend our city streets out using digital effects. That way, we can make them look like they keep going on and on. But while I do love this beautiful concrete jungle, I think it's time for us to leave it behind for now, grab a vine and swing on over into the real jungle.
It's the original King Kong that made me want to direct movies. I saw that movie on TV when I was about 8 or 9 years old. I wanted to become a filmmaker. I like films that just take you away from real life.
Lost Island, you'll encounter monsters, creatures from, prehistoric times. So I was thrilled when Universal invited me back to Skull Island, and it's great to have you along for the ride. Now, we have created this 3D immersive experience, so you're going to have your glasses ready. Don't put them on yet, just have them in your hand because we're about to return to Skull Island.
That's right, y'all. And as we head on back to Skull Island, make sure that y'all stay seated, hold on to all your belongings, and make sure not to use any flash photography. A lot of the wildlife on Skull Island, they don't really like all the bright and flashing lights.
trips I've ever had to Skull Island. Because usually there's like 10 T-Rexes chasing after us, but this time I think there was only 3, so it was real good for us, y'all. That King Kong was brought to us here at Universal by Peter Jackson and the incredible team over at Weta Effects. Weta Effects has got quite a lot to be proud of, y'all. They're the owners of 7 bright shining Academy Awards. They won their 7th for their work on Avatar, The Way of Water. And on y'all screens here, that's the room where we returned back to Skull Island. Both the screens that were on the left and right was there were 40 feet tall and 180 feet long. The team over at Weta Effects, they use some pretty advanced technology, as well as 16 projectors in order to bring King Kong to life for us.
With a project like a studio tour, the audience is in the middle of the environment. They're looking in all directions, there's creatures coming at them, they're seeing Kong from this side and T-Rexes from the other side.
Working on a movie, we always know where people are looking. They're looking straight ahead, they're looking at the shot that we're working on.
Here you have to take into account that people are looking in all directions.
Also, one of the things about this ride, unlike the movies that we're used to working on, there's no cuts because it's one giant shot.
And leaving Skull Island behind, we're heading through another part of the Metro sets here that we like to call London Square. While it's called London Square, we can still make it anywhere that we want it to be in the world. We've used it as India for the Mindy Project, and it's also been used for the Will and Grace series.
We've all had our share of humdingers. Me included. One time I took a drink that said Lisa on it from my coffee place. I know my name's not Lisa.
You are a bad girl. Stop the trap!
Now, while the backlot here is home to a lot of our outdoor sets, like the Metro sets there, we've also got some more sound stages back here as well. They get used quite a lot for filming too, especially stages 30 and 31, because they're where The Voice films at.
Hey, studio tour. It's your boy Snoop Dogg. Did you know that the Universal backlot is home of The Voice? That's right. We tape right here on Stage 31. Don't miss our incredible new season every Monday and Tuesday on NBC.
Hello.
Now that you've heard the rest, you can hear the best.
We can be with the S and have this on your chest.
Snoop joins The Voice Monday and Tuesday on NBC and Peacock.
And some of my favorite productions that have filmed back here on the backlot were some of our classic monster movies. Here at Universal, we've been known as the home of the monster movie. We've created many iconic ones like Dracula, the Wolfman, and the Invisible Man, just to name a couple of them. One of those monsters was actually filming just up ahead on y'all's left in this lake here that we like to call Park Lake. The monster that was filming out over there was the creature from the Black Lagoon. Now, there has been more than a monster calling Park Lake their home. Back in 1973, we added the Parting of the Red Sea to the studio tour there. It was inspired by the classic film, The Ten Commandments, a Paramount picture, and the star of the movie, Charlton Heston, made an appearance to part the waters for our guests. And our glamour tram seemed to drive right through, giving everybody on board a sea-level view.
Overloaded. Tell them they can walk on water. It's part of the tour.
But going back to all those monsters, though, they are a part of our legacy here at Universal, which stretches from Dracula in 1931 all the way to the upcoming Dark Universe, the Universal Epic Universe, which is opening next year in Orlando. And right now we're heading on over to the home of pretty much all of our other classic monsters, Little Europe. But Little Europe has been used for more than just our monster movies. It's been used as the country of Genovia for Disney's The Princess Diaries 2, a royal engagement starring Anne Hathaway and Julie Andrews. And it's also been used as a little place known as the Afterlife for The Good Place, starring Kristen Bell and Ted Danson.
You, Eleanor Shellstrom, are guests.
Cool.
This location, the Afterlife, come on. I've never ever seen this. You're in the good place.
I'm not supposed to be here. I can't risk going to the bad place.
Well, maybe it's not all that bad.
How can I help you?
What is the bad place like?
Well, it doesn't sound awesome.
Although I think one of my favorite productions, that's called Little Europe, is one of our classic monster movies, Frankenstein. Mostly because Frankenstein's monster is my favorite monster that we got at Universal. And what's also pretty cool about that monster too is the actor who played it, Boris Karloff. He was not the first actor that we had in mind for the role. We originally offered it on over to Bela Lugosi, who played Dracula. But no matter who's playing all those classic Universal monsters, their movies have gone on to be some pretty big inspirations for many different directors and producers.
I think Universal only think of monsters. Dracula, Frankenstein, right? The Mummy, Hunchback of Notre Dame, The Invisible Man, Phantom of the Opera. Classic films are just brilliantly made.
That Frankenstein image, flathead, it's one of the great icons of the world.
That to me was like the essence of the Universal horror film. I was just mesmerized by these movies.
Boris Karloff, Lon Chaney.
I remember the original Universal Studios Mummy movie really scaring me.
They still ring in our memories now.
And we do still love all of our monsters and creatures, and over the years we've created many more terrifying ones. Many of our monsters and creatures still film here inside of some of our sound stages, and just in front of us here is Soundstage 50, which is one of our newer, more state-of-the-art sound stages. There has been a production that's been filming in here, but we made a little arrangement with that production to actually let us all travel inside, just so we could really see what goes on in our stages. Now, as we're heading into stage 50, though, I do want to stress that we all make sure we stay seated and hold on to all of our belongings, because we really don't want to leave anything behind here inside the sound stage. Now, the set here, though, is what we like to call a hot set. So that means everything in here is all good to go, ready to start filming for the cast and crew, and they all come on back from their break, which I think that might be soon, y'all, so we're not going to be here too long in stage 50. Oh, also speaking of the set, while it is set up as a subway system for San Francisco, we're actually able to change that city around. We can make this any subway in the world. All we would have to do is just change around as well for the signs. Oh, I'm sure that's just a little trimmer, y'all. Just stay seated and hold on. Y'all, is everybody okay? Y'all have all just survived the earthquake, the big one. The attraction originally opened 35 years ago in 1989 and was inspired by the disaster classic earthquake. Now, the film Earthquake is going to be celebrating its 50th anniversary next month. It was released in November of 1974 and starred Charlton Heston, Richard Roundtree, and Ava Gardner, and filmed inside some of our sound stages and back over on the Metro sets. But after that little earthquake there, I think we all deserve a nice, relaxing vacation on over at Amity Island. Now, they did have just a little bit of a shark problem over there at Amity Island, but don't worry, y'all. I heard that they were able to take care of their shark problem for us, and you know, they actually took care of it in a pretty interesting way. From what I'm told, y'all, they actually just kind of got rid of all the water over here at Amity Island, which I guess that makes sense, because if there ain't no water, then there can't be a shark. But in all seriousness, y'all, the Jaws attraction that we got here on the tour is almost 50 years old. So every now and then, we got to give it a little love and care like we are over here. That way, our shark can keep on scaring guests for years and years. It's also not too often that you really get to see Amity Island with pretty much no water in it. So I do recommend taking lots of pictures and videos. Y'all are more than welcome to. We'll also be heading back around to Amity Island just one more time a little bit later on the tour. So if you want to picture from that other side over there, don't worry, you'll be able to get one. Now, Amity Island here has also been home to more than just our Jaws attraction, though. We've also used it as Cabot Cove for Murder, She Wrote, starring Angela Lansbury. Amity Island does also mark the halfway mark for our tour today, so I just want to remind y'all to stay seated during the entire tour. The studio is private property, and if at any time during the tour, if y'all drop your phone or just can't wait to use the restroom, just pull the red cord there to get my attention, and I'll be back to assist y'all, but otherwise, just make sure to stay seated at all times on the tram. And leaving Amity Island behind, we're heading on over into Old Mexico, where we're going to stop on by and see another classic attraction on the tour. But to tell us a little bit about this one, though, is today's show co-host and weather anchor, Al Roker.
Time for my favorite part of the tour, weather. When it comes to film and TV, it is truly a special effect. In fact, to demonstrate how weather effects are created, we debuted our first major attraction here on the studio tour way back in 1968. Welcome to the only part of the backlot with a 100% chance of rain. The flash flood.
And all that rain that y'all see out here in Old Mexico is just from sprinklers that we got high up in the sky. That way all the water falls naturally down to the ground, making it look like it's raining. Any flashes for lightning you might see, they're just from strobe lights that are up on top of the buildings. And all the thunder that you hear is just from speakers hidden around us. Now, during normal production, though, all that rain and lightning is with us on set while we're filming, but the thunder is always added in when filming's done because it's really loud and... Oh no. Y'all, here comes that flash flood. I sure hope y'all brought your ponchos. And just a friendly reminder, y'all, make sure to stay seated at all times on the train. Just like Al Roker said, that flash flood is our first major attraction on the tour, making it our oldest, but we've also been able to use it for some of our productions as well, like Big Fat Liar starring Paul Giamatti.
You can't run the wall, yeah, we'll see about that.
As we get washed on out of Old Mexico, we're heading on over into my home away from home, our 6 Points Western Sets. Now, I'm a sweet old little Southern belle at heart, so I feel right at home out here in 6 Points. But back during the Western Golden Age, tons of Western productions and stars they also like to call 6 Points home.
back during the Western Golden Age, there was also a lot of fighting that happened out here.
Maybe you're just gonna stir things up here. That hot air.
How dare you hit that man?
Mine hit the ground first. Mine was taller.
But even though the Western Golden Age is over, lots of productions still like to film out in 6 points. More recently, we've had Quantum Leap starring Raymond Lee filming out there. But as we start to mosey out of 6 points, we're going to be heading back over to Amity Island just one more time. And did y'all know that Steven Spielberg played a pretty big part in helping us bring the Jaws attraction to the tour in the first place?
The Jaws ride was almost the inevitable result of the size of the box office when Jaws first opened in June of 1975. And that was really the first time I ever got involved in the creation of a ride. It was a great honor to be invited into a creative circle of tremendous designers at Universal. They were trying to figure out how to replicate what the movie had done to audiences in a real way by building a physical shark that would come out of the water and terrify tourists as they were sitting in the trap. And the most amazing thing about the Jaws ride is it is exactly as it was from the time it was first placed on Universal Lock. There have been tweaks, of course, over the years, but it is essentially what the designers and myself all envisioned and created. I'm done bashing the shark. Thank you, Jaws, for everything you've done for me. But I will say, consistently, the shark did work much better on the tour than it did in the Atlantic Ocean in 1974.
Now, just outside of Amity Island, over on y'all's left, you'll see a little bit of our Elm Street. Now, there ain't no nightmares that happen over there on our Elm Street, but the tan house with the green roof right there did belong to Boo Radley from To Kill a Mockingbird. And just across from Elm Street, over on y'all's right, is our chicken ranch. Our chicken ranch has been used in the best little whorehouse in Texas, starring Dolly Parton. And it's also what we like to call a practical set, meaning while we can film outside of it just like a facade, we're also able to film inside of it. There is an actual interior to our chicken ranch here. Both upstairs and downstairs of it can be used for filming. We do got some more practical sets here on the backlot, just right next door down over on another popular filming location, Colonial Street. And what makes Colonial Street so popular is that it's really just an average everyday suburb. A lot of productions like to film out here rather than out and about in real suburbs, mostly because nobody actually lives in any of these houses here. So when productions do move on in, they can be as loud as they want to and film as late into the night as they might need, and don't ever gotta worry about disrupting anybody. Now, Colonial Street is best known, though, for being used as Wisteria Lane from ABC's Desperate Housewives.
If there is one thing everyone in suburbia can appreciate, it's a good neighborhood.
What the heck? Let's go back.
More recently, Colonial Street's been used for Netflix's Never Have I Ever, written by Mindy Kaling. It's also been used for Seth MacFarlane's Ted series as well. Now, since we got lots of productions that do film here on Colonial Street, the way the street looks does vary just a little bit from production to production. And the way we're able to change it around is that we keep the outsides of the homes here free of props and decorations. We also keep the street free of street lights and street signs. That way, as different productions are moving on in, they can add whatever props and decorations they need to. Luckily, we do also got a prop department that's right here on the lot, so our production doesn't even got to go too far to get any of their items.
we're starting to leave Colonial Street behind, we're going to be heading out on the Steven Spielberg Drive, which I think is appropriate because of our long relationship with the Academy Award-winning director. Y'all can say it goes all the way back to the earliest days of the studio tour.
My entire career began with my relationship with Universal Studios just as a high school kid on a tour bus. Remember, in those days, there weren't trams, there were buses called the Gray Line Tour Bus. And I was so excited and thrilled to be on the lot. This was my first time ever on a movie studio lot. And during a bathroom break, I hid in the bathroom, and when everybody left to get back on the bus, I waited another 15 minutes until I'm sure the bus left, and then I had the entire lot to myself that day. And in those days, movie lots were so crowded because all movies were made on film lots. Today they're made all over the world, on locations, but most of it was focused in those days, in the 60s, on the film lots. So nobody noticed me when I was going around from soundstage to soundstage, and I really felt, in my own young way, I owned the lot and had the most amazing day of my life.
And leaving Spielberg Drive behind, just up ahead on y'all's left, on y'all's left here, you'll see some vehicles from some of our movies over the years, like the gyrosphere from Jurassic World. We've also got some Flintstone vehicles from the Flintstone films, and we've even got Dom Toretto's Black Dodge Charger from the Fast and Furious films as well. Now, all these vehicles out here, even that glamour trim that we got over there, are what we like to call picture cars. Now, picture cars are really any vehicle that appears on screen. So it can be a bus, a boat, even our trams could be picture cars. But since I think we've all been working real hard on the tour today, I think we deserve a little break on over at the Bates Motel. Now, right now, the Bates Motel is being used for our Halloween Horror Nights event for our Terror Tram this year. But looming just above the motel there is our Psycho House. That's where Norman Bates and his mama live at. Actually, speaking of Norman, I think he's still doing some work for Halloween down there at the motel. So I think we should stop on by the Psycho House and say hey to his mama. Now, Norman doesn't really like it when I bring guests to the Psycho House, just because he's real protective of her, but since he's working today, I'm sure he won't mind y'all. Now, from what Norman has told me though, his mama does like to hang out upstairs in the left-hand window. He told me that you could always just see her rocking away up there, and Norman is home today. Hey Norman, how are you doing, honey? If I would have known you were going to be home, I would have called before stopping on by. My goodness, that is a cute blazer, honey. Where'd you get that from? Because I might have to get me one of them. Norman, if you got to get anyone, you can get car 4. They're the furthest away, and I'm the least attached to them, okay? While the Psycho House and Bates Motel are two very iconic sets on the back lot, just behind them is another very iconic set. This one here is from Steven Spielberg's War of the Worlds.
The airplane crash site set is a perfect example of a set that is all designed around a vision that Steven had.
When we first began to sit down to talk about War of the Worlds, I thought, what if the 747 goes down right in a big neighborhood? Because it's just something you don't see.
You're doing good. You're doing good. Keep pressing me. Listen, close your eyes, okay? Now close.
Robbie, get in. Get in. And War of the Worlds does also mark the 10-minute mark for our tour today, and we'll be returning to the theme park shortly. But just remember, y'all, if you need any assistance, just pull the red emergency cord to get my attention. I'll be back to assist y'all, but otherwise, just make sure to stay seated at all times on the tram. And leaving War of the Worlds, I think we should stop on by another iconic set. This one's a little more recent, though. This one is from Jordan Peele's film Dope. We're all heading on over to Jupiter's Claim.
Movie magic only happens when a team of collaborators, often in the hundreds, work together to take an impossible notion and bring it to life. This is Jupiter's Claim,
Nostalgic, small-time, Southern California amusement park owned by former child star Ricky Jude. Over there, look into the winking well and have your picture taken just like the kids in that old 90s movie Kid Sheriff. That's what this whole place is loosely based on. Remember that one? No? Well, a little further down, you can see the brand new Star Lasso experience. Built to showcase an unbelievable new live show. It's not looking so live anymore. Anyway, behind this Hollywood fantasy of a gold rush frontier town lies a sinister secret. It is smack dab in the center of the UFO hotspot. What's a bad miracle? Welcome to the world of no.
Jupiter's claim behind, we're heading toward the part of the studio where we once had an attraction called the Doomed Glacier Expedition, better known as the Ice Tunnel. The trams would climb to an imaginary elevation of 12,000 feet, and the only way back to the theme park was through the Ice Tunnel, where the slightest sound could trigger an avalanche. And it always did, causing the walls to spin and guests to tilt along with the Hollywood special effects. But while the walls don't spin out here anymore, we do still spin some tires with our Fast and Furious vehicles. And as we're heading into Sullivan's garage, make sure that y'all stay seated and hold on to all your belongings. And also, hang on tight to those 3D glasses, because if there's anything I know about the Fast and Furious films is that, well, things can get real fast and real furious very quickly, y'all. And those 3D glasses can double as protective eyewear. Don't worry, though. It don't look like we need them right now, but if we do happen to need them, I'll let y'all all know when I put them on, okay?
Hey, yo! They just got here. All right, I got it. Well, listen, hello, beautiful people, particularly you right there missing the third row. How you doing? You good? My name is Roman Pierce. Pleased to meet you. My buddy Hobbs asked us to stash you sharp for a while. So we brought you in our secret spot. We're having a few friends over. It's a little messy, but it's all good. The more the merrier. Especially you right there in that third row, like I was saying. So look, see over there? That's Hobbs' urban assault vehicle. Best truck the U.S. government can buy. And that work of art back over there was made by my man Tej. Think of it as like a Mona Lisa on wheels.
So did you break it down to them?
What's that?
You had one job to do, Roman, one. All right, look, guys, we're gonna keep Shaw from finding you, but to keep you safe, we need your help. We don't want the syndicate tracking us here, so put away your cameras and turn off your cell phones. One flash or one ringtone can give us away.
I need y'all to take this real serious.
Okay, pull into the next bay and we'll meet you in there.
So like I was saying, the third row right over there.
This is what we're doing. This is the race day after party. And where the other?
Roman Pierce, FBI, don't move.
Bill?
That's right, party's over.
You know how long I took to iron this shirt, man? I'm not.
You're under arrest right now.
Ladies, just back up a little bit. I got it. It's lightweight. First of all, I don't work for you.
Oh, really? Well, tell me, Roman, who do you work for?
We don't work for nobody. Cop, I suggest you clear out of here, otherwise we can't guarantee your safety.
Guarantee my safety? I'm the one holding the gun.
Yeah, but mine's a whole lot bigger than yours. Escort this novice out.
Let's go, Cookie Puss.
Got an ugly suit on, man. It's cheap.
Somebody out there really pissed off Shaw. It's gonna get ugly fast.
Yeah, don't worry. Lucky for you, our whole family will protect you.
Are you kidding me, Roman? You didn't shut off your phone, bro?
I gotta call you back. I'm in the middle of this.
See what I'm talking about?
Call you back.
Man.
It was on vibrate. Sure traced us. I just can't hold him forever. Letty, Roman, we're up. Try to move that vehicle. It's about to get real interesting. My Mona Lisa's all warmed up right next door. Roman, grab your truck. I need you and Letty ready to roll.
I think now might be a good time to go ahead and put on those 3D glasses.
Which one of you is the witness? Speak now or you all get fried!
This is our turn.
After them!
Okay, guys, it's showtime. Cover the left. This thing ain't going fast enough. Roman, Letty, hook him up. Not gonna happen. Don't worry, I got this. Hit the nitrous. Ride and die.
Our tour is officially coming to an end. But before it ends, I want to turn it to Jimmy Fallon just one more time.
Over the past 6 decades, the studio tour has taken guests on an amazing behind the scenes at a movie studio in a way that only Universal can. I hope that you had a great time today. And on behalf of everyone at NBC Universal, thank you for joining us to celebrate our diamond anniversary. Here's to another 60 years.
Thank you, Jimmy. And our 60th anniversary has been very special to us because the studio tour is where it all began for Universal destinations and experiences. From just 2 glamour trams that were traveling around the studio lot in the summer of 1964, we've developed into so much more, including 7 parks, entertaining millions of guests every year, and the upcoming Universal Epic Universe opening in 2025. I'd also like to acknowledge all of our studio tour ambassadors, drivers, and studio guides throughout our history who've all helped make the studio tour world famous, from our first 4 guides and drivers to the hundreds of team members who support the tour today. And as we head on over to the unloading area, on behalf of your driver, Adam, give a round of applause for Adam, everybody! Woo! Myself, your tour guide, Joseph, and everyone here at Universal Studios Hollywood, we hope y'all have enjoyed this exclusive behind-the-scenes experience. And as we say here in Hollywood, that is a wrap. And if you got any questions or you just want to say hey, I'll be standing by the studio directory over on y'all's left.
Which one's the next, please?